All right. In three, two, one. Yo, everyone, you're listening to Filmmaker Mike and the boys. Joining me for this backtastic episode is Kuya.
Hello, hello, hello. How's it going, guys?
Let's hear that. Let's hear that nice
Oh, it,
bubble
it
open.
already it went the psst already.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, I did that shit. So sorry.
Oh, look at that. That looks beautiful. Nice
Oh
cold
yeah,
bottle of Coke. I gave it up for
yeah. It
Lent,
was
so I'm like,
yeah. It was on sale for two for 350. So
oh dang,
and
yeah.
it's a liter, bro. So,
I gave it up for Lent, so I'm just like,
oh, you did? You did?
I'm barely in the first week, and every time I see it, I'm like, ah.
Wait, did you just give up soda or is it just Coke?
Mostly soda, yeah, soda, anything
Okay.
soda, yeah. So
Technically, flavored seltzer water is not considered soda. I'm just letting you know that right now.
right, right, right. But
So San Pellegrino has the orange flavored
but is
San
it
Pellegrino
good though? I
mineral water.
mean, is it good?
San Pellegrino one, yes. The San Pellegrino orange, the orange flavor, not the blood orange. Don't get the blood orange one because it tastes like grapefruit. It sucks.
I've never
But
really
get the
tried
orange
that
one.
rich people shit. So I don't...
You can find it in Walmart for cheap. Right?
oh,
Because
okay,
like
okay,
nobody buys it because it's everybody's like they want to get the truly or the other
yeah,
seltzer water with the alcohol in it.
right, right. Hey, so it feels healthy.
Whatever.
But yeah, that's okay. There's nothing for me like Coke, so I'm just gonna give
I
it up
know, I
and
know.
wait.
We
So
we 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 know that. We know that. Like
yeah, yeah,
your family and Coca Cola is tied in like peas and carrots
right,
and it's in your DNA basically. So
right. Speaking of which, there's nothing like the real Batman, which
yeah, that
this
is true.
this new Batman movie is the most Batman of all the Batman movies that I've ever seen.
Yeah. Like for some people may say that. Yeah.
Well, a lot of discussion happening online, and I'm sure in person.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, that's I think the sign of a good piece of art, cinema,
Cinema,
cinema.
cinema.
But so I saw this last Tuesday. They had the IMAX exclusive fan screening, and I just could not pass it up. Um, Again, I do want to thank those who checked out the episodes that I uploaded. For
Mm-hmm.
my initial reaction, I did a spoiler-free movie review, and I did a spoiler-filled movie review, which is actually doing well. I was surprised. I was like, "Whoa, a lot of people like these spoilers." And even if I was just like randomly rambling, what I could
Mm-hmm.
remember from that initial viewing, also from pure excitement and just like hype overload
Yeah.
in seeing that. So the Batman, of course, is now out in theaters.
Yep.
It's doing record numbers, which is great.
Yep.
Run PG-13, runtime of 2 hours and 56 minutes. So I'm gonna read the description just in case people are curious what the official synopsis is. This is from the Cinemark app. 2 years of stalking the streets as the Batman, striking fear into the hearts of criminals, has led Bruce Wayne deep into the shadows of Gotham City. With only a few trusted allies, Alfred Pennyworth, Lieutenant James Gordon, amongst the city's corrupt network of officials and high profile figures, the lone vigilante has established himself as a sole embodiment of vengeance amongst his fellow citizens. When a killer targets Gotham's elite with a series of sadistic machinations, a trail of cryptic clues sends the world's greatest detective on an investigation into the underworld, where he encounters such characters as Selina Kyle, aka Catwoman, Oswald Cobblepot, aka the Penguin, Carmine Falcone, and Edward Nashton, aka the Riddler. As the evidence begins to lead closer to home and the scale of the perpetrator's plans become clear, Batman must forge new relationships, unmask the culprit, and bring justice to the abuse of power and corruption that has long plagued Gotham City. So I did get to see it again last night for the second time. Uh,
How did Julie like it?
she liked it, and she reacted at the right moments where I thought she would react. and she was impressed with Robert Pattinson, because at first she was like, after I saw it on Tuesday night, when I talked to her the next morning, she was like, I was telling her like, oh my God, you did it. And she was like, nah, she wasn't believing me. I'm like, okay, we'll wait till you see it. I mean, who knows? She, she could, there's a possibility that she could not like his performance. But when I first saw it from that initial screening, I was like, holy shit. Just as soon as the voiceover started, I was like, that's the voice right there. I was like, okay.
Right.
Okay.
Again, it Robert Pattinson, like when they first told us, right, that he was going to be the new Batman. Like I told you ahead of time already. I like from the get go, I'm like, he can pull it off. Like I was 100% confident that he could pull it off, because I saw his work. It wasn't just like it wasn't just Harry Potter and Twilight that I saw. I saw everything else that he's done in the other movies that he's done. He like Lighthouse, and he did like some indie films and whatnot, and he was great as an actor. Like he portrayed the characters, whatever the characters were, he portrayed it to the best of his ability, and he was good. And Annika, like my wife's name is Annika, ironically, because in the movie, Annika is a kind of a very important.
That's
So
right. Spoilers, by the way, we are gonna talk spoilers here.
yeah, we said spoilers already. So if they haven't seen this movie, then you guys are losers and MCU fanboys. So get out of here.
Watch it now.
So and whatever. So anyways, when my wife first saw like she saw it with me last night, and when she saw Pattinson for the first time, she gave this like big sigh. She was like like this.
Really? In that first scene when he appears in front of the gang.
Yeah. No. Okay. Like when she did this, like when he was like doing the just the eyes and all the stuff, like all the things, right? And then when she heard the voiceover, she did the sigh, and it wasn't a sigh of like, oh my God, it's Robert Pattinson. It's like, fuck, it's Edward Cullen. that was her initial reaction, right? But then as the movie continued on, she told me that she didn't see Edward Cullen anymore. She didn't see Diggory anymore. So she saw Bruce Wayne, she saw Batman, which is kind of, I mean, that's the biggest compliment you can give somebody. You know what I mean? Right. Initially, like, remember, I was upset when this movie wasn't rated R, because I wanted an R-rated movie. I really, really wanted, like, after seeing the movie, I want to see the R-rated version. I want to see the violence, bro. Like, as much as this thing was kind of like has like some term of violence, some term of like gore or something like that in this movie. I wanted more. I wanted to see that scene with the rats. I wanted to see that scene with the rats.
Okay.
Like, all we got was the picture and like an autopsy body. So that's all we saw.
Right.
So I'm like, I want to see it. That's basically what it is. So yeah, that's how I felt about it the first time. So I was just like, as soon as when they were talking about the gore and all that stuff, and I saw it, and I was like, yeah, I want an R-rated movie. That's
right. Well, for me, actually, I was thinking about it, and I was like, they really pushed the PG-13 on this, because it almost felt like an R. Just not going all the way, but to me, it was like,
I mean, wow. They didn't show the physical violence, but like the brutality of how Batman was at the beginning with the Skull Kids. He was hammering down that kid like pretty hard, and I was like, I was thinking to myself, that the way the people, the kids reacted, like the crowd or the group, right? They were like, holy shit, he's probably like a bloody mess, or he's like twitching, like he's about to die or whatever.
Well, we get to see that towards the end with that Riddler, one of Riddler's minions.
Oh,
he shot that. So I initially thought that was
it was Venom. It was Venom.
Yeah, it was Venom, basically an early stage of Venom, which is like, holy shit. it's hinting towards Bane. Like,
I
man,
know, I know, I know. Which that's what kind of cool. And then, like as soon as I saw the little green vial, I was like, "Up, Venom. Yep.
right, right,
This is his ace in the hole. Got it."
right.
So,
There's a lot of Easter eggs.
oh yeah.
Hush. Well, not really an Easter egg. It's right there in your face, like hush. And then they mentioned Elliot.
Hmm.
The reporter's name I think was Elliot, so who could be related to Tommy Elliot, um, Bruce Wayne's childhood friend,
Yep.
easily make that connection. And then the son of the mayor, uh, well, I thought was interesting. I love the callbacks that they set up at the beginning of the film, and then we get to see the kid like at the beginning, and then when he during the
The
crime scene after, and then towards the end when Batman like gets to save him, and the mayor, the new mayor elect,
oh, he
Bella
saved the kid
Real.
twice. Remember, like he saved the kid twice.
Right,
So
right, right. That's right. Yeah, at the funeral as well.
yep.
There's some speculation that could it be this kid will be this universe's Red Robin? Because at the beginning he's wearing a red ninja suit,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because it's
That's
when the film starts, it's October 31st. It's Halloween, and the kid is about to go out trick or treating, and he's wearing a red ninja outfit costume.
yeah, yeah,
So, but I do love the voiceover and the fact that he's journaling.
yeah,
He was actually writing it, and I love the parallels between Batman and the Riddler,
yeah.
where they're kind of pretty much the same age, right? It seems like.
They're similarly on the same age. Yeah, like it
Yeah,
sounds
yeah,
like they're like. But I think maybe Bruce is like a year or two older, maybe something like that.
yeah,
I don't know.
probably. And then I was very impressed. Just overall, the runtime the pacing did not bother me. I thought the pacing was great. The writing was perfect. It set everything up, and everything is paid off. And then it's just
Hmm.
building this big world, this universe that's now like holy shit, amazing, amazing.
Yeah, I mean, like
So
overall, what did you think of the movie? Before we deep dive into the like specific scenes and whatnot, what did you think of the movie as a movie itself, separately from whatever cinematic universe or whatever, just as itself as a movie?
as a movie itself, I think it's fantastic. It's it really moves. Like the story moves, all the characters. I don't feel that there's any misuse of character. Everyone has their own
Mhm.
role. The only thing I wish there was more of was Alfred. I think we could have gotten more Alfred, but he still was used very well. Um, and it's really like I think
Mm.
it's really a cinematic masterpiece.
Yeah, yeah.
I can see why people are
Mhm.
comparing this with the Dark Knight trilogy, but
Mhm.
I also see that we're now looking at this is a brand new film. It's starting kind of its own trilogy. So the Dark Knight trilogy is its own thing as well, and I still love those movies as well. But it's
Mhm.
fantastic for Matt Reeves to give us his take, and Robert Pattinson and everyone else to give us their own take on the most Batman of Batmans ever. I think there's lots
Yeah.
of nods to not just the comic books, but the actual character and the history. There's parts where it felt like Arkham games. I was like, holy shit, dude, I love
Right.
it. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's fantastic. I think whether you're a huge Batman fan or not, I would still and you enjoy crime thrillers or even superhero movies, I think this is a definite must watch on the big screen as well. It's
Yeah.
fantastic on the big screen.
Uh,
The
I
action is great. Yeah, go ahead.
I personally think that like how I see this movie is basically how I saw Captain America: Winter Soldier. If you take out the superhero element, would Winter Soldier be still a good ass movie? And my answer is yes, because again, that movie was absolutely fantastic, right?
Right.
If you take out the characters of Batman, so you just gave it to like a private detective, somebody that helps the cops out, but the cops don't trust. somebody whatever, like Dick Tracy. I don't know, some
Right.
fucking guy, right?
Right.
And he's new to the force or whatever, and everybody hates him, and he's whatever. They call him a vigilante because sometimes he gets a little carried away with shit. But like the way Matt Reeves shot this, like when he walked into that room at the
Yes.
beginning, when he was looking for fucking clues like no other, and I was just like, holy shit, we've never seen that before.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
I was looking at it, and I was like, what is he staring at? What is he going with this? He was going like he's like he was supposed to be talking to Gordon, and all of a sudden he just like walked away. I was like, what are you doing?
And the crime scene investigators like following him, like looking at what he's looking at, and then they realize, oh, there's blood on the floor. Let me take a shot.
Yeah. And for me that was kind of nice, because again, in the comic books, like the greatest detective, the things that people love about Batman, not the fucking pre-planning shit, all that bullshit, all the stuff that everybody memes about. This is the detective Batman that everybody wanted, and it paid off.
We got it.
I love the fact that he uses technology. He uses
his contact lens camera things.
And I was just like, oh man, that's genius. Like, oh man, that is a Batman tech.
Yeah.
Like I was just, that's kind of cool.
And then when he gets to the cave, he's using the Bat computer. He's rotating it, printing it out, and solving the cipher and everything. Like,
and
it is the most intelligent Batman we've ever seen.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I mean, like the physicality of it when he was brutalizing the gang at the beginning, he was pretty brutal. Right. I mean, granted, second year into the job, he was still getting his ass kicked. Whatever. That's not a problem.
Right.
I can understand that, but he put the fear in God in all of those kids. That one kid with the half skull. Yeah. Like, he was just like, holy crap.
Who, by the way,
kudos to him.
That kid that got scared at the from the gang, that's the same kid that plays
Tim Drake in
Titans.
Teen Titans.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So I was gonna ask you, what did you think of that opening
that's kind of cool,
scene where he's describing like he's the shadows, and everyone is like getting spooked when they saw the signal.
I thought that was kind of cool. Like when they were like, because like people were like, they think I'm coming out of the shadows, and then all of a sudden nothing comes out, and then people just run, right? Because like they know the reputation again, and that's all about, that's Batman. The reputation preceded himself. Right. That like you don't know where he's gonna come from, because that's why he said in the beginning he was picking it. He needs to pick and choose his battles,
targets,
because he can't be everywhere. Right. He can't be everywhere.
But the thing is, he even says they don't know where I am, and I am the shadows. So I was like,
and then that guy that that robbed the store, right? He was looking at the shadows and like, who the hell is that? Whatever. And then he got run over by the cops. And I was like,
right. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, like that's basically what it is. And like his monologue at the beginning, it sounded like thought bubbles in comic books.
Right.
For me, like the way he was saying it, even though it was his journal, he was writing it down as whatever. But it's like the thought bubbles that like you see in comic books, which is kind of cool. Very Rorschach-esque from The Watchmen, and I can understand what Matt Reeves was trying to do with that. Just because again, Rorschach is such a big character. It's a famous graphic novel. Everybody loves that. Even in the movies, whether people like the movie or not, like everybody knows Rorschach's journal. Blah, 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 blah. The night is blah 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 blah. And to be honest with you, the creator of The Watchmen, Alan Moore, he based Rorschach off of Batman. Also, like the way Batman does the detective work, and Owlman also because of the tech. So all of these things, he split up Batman into those different personalities. So kudos to Matt Reeves for nailing that thing right there. So it was absolutely great. Like the amount of hate that the cops when it came to Batman, like I was just like, oh man, this is like the cartoons back in the day. Remember, like I don't know when everybody hated him back in the day.
Yeah.
And like the way they were looking at him, like this fuck, you
Well, I
know,
think it's Martinez, the guy that puts his hand on Batman's
yeah.
chest and stops
He's
him
like,
like, whoa.
where you going? You know,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. But I like that.
Freak.
I like that they didn't just keep him as that kind of asshole character,
Yeah, he
because at the
evolved
end he
eventually. Yeah,
actually helps Batman out, and I was like, that's awesome. That's
yeah.
great. That's good
Because
writing,
yeah,
actually. I
yeah,
like
I
it.
know. Because again, characters can evolve over
Right,
time.
right,
You know, and that's the thing. Even side characters can evolve over time.
right.
Like I just thought it was great. Like, dude, like the 3 hours for me didn't even. With the exception of the people coughing around us and sneezing and all that shit. Like, I thought it was great. It was a great thing. The kid next to me was kind of uncomfortable because of the fact that one, it's not a CGI based superhero movie, so he
Mhm,
he didn't know what the fuck's going on. So
mhm,
he kept looking at his phone. You know?
mhm.
While he was looking at his phone, I just looked at him because like I can see the screen,
Right.
and
So
then
it's
and then
a
when he
fucking bat
and
signal.
yeah, and then he looked at me, and then I was like, "Do you mind not opening your phone, bro?" And he was
Yeah,
like, "Oh, sorry." But and then he just turned it off and started watching. And
yeah,
I was just like, "What the hell, man? Like, if you want to leave, like, just fucking leave, whatever. If you don't want to watch this
yeah.
shit,
Go look at your phone and step outside. Like,
you know, just next door is Spider-Man. Go watch that shit."
yeah.
You
What'd
know,
you think of Jeffrey Wright as Jim Gordon?
oh, he was good. Like, I love Jeffrey Wright as an actor. He is so good at portraying, and he portrays intensity like intensity is supposed to be portrayed. Like he like with Gordon, he Gordon is writing that line of intensity and loving, like caring for Batman and all that stuff, right?
Right, right.
Like that scene with him and him getting hit in the face, right? Like,
Yeah.
like they were like talking shit, and I was like, oh shit, they're gonna throw down. I
Yeah,
remember the scene. I remember the scene from the commercial,
yeah.
right? And then I was like, I don't know what the fuck is Batman gonna say, or what the hell is Gordon gonna say to trigger him, right? And then all of a
Yeah,
sudden, like he was all mad, blah 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 blah, and then what you need to do is grab this
yeah.
key and
Yeah.
exit behind me, and like blah
I
blah blah
love
blah,
that scene.
and then you hit me in the face, and I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah, so the cops wouldn't bring on the heat down on him.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
So that's what like I was just like, because again, he knows, or Jeffrey Wright's character Gordon, he knows that Batman means well. He
Right.
knows that, like, he's there to help,
Exactly. Yeah.
and then like he said, at near the end of the movie, like, you know who do we who can we trust here? I just trust you. That's it.
Right.
So which is kind of cool. And then, like, it's kind of cool to see Captain Gordon, and not the commissioner yet.
Right.
So, which is kind of
Right.
nice.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw a little bit in the Nolan trilogy about Lieutenant Gordon
Right.
and Captain Gordon and all that stuff. That's cool, but like, it wasn't enough for
Right.
me.
It's not like this where they're actually like we're working on a case together.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know, it was for me. It was kind of cool. So, like, I just thought it was amazing. Again, his portrayal was great, dude. I
Yeah.
was like, I was just I was like the performances of every important character was great,
Colin
was spot
Farrell
on.
as the
Oh man,
penguin.
oh dude, wonderful.
Oz.
He's like, he sounded like a 30s gangster, bro.
Yeah.
And and like with the like, like the little, yeah, I'm gonna kill you,
Yeah.
see, all that stuff, which is kind of cool. Like, he sounded like very New Yorkish, like with the little Irish, Italian, New York accent, gangster
Right.
type of
Right.
thing, right?
Right.
What the a funny thing about Oz is that hilarious scene when, after that wonderful car chase scene, but by the way, it's spectacular.
Yeah.
When he was, like, handcuffed, and he was like, everything, he was bound and all that stuff, right? And then Gordon and Batman just left him.
And he
He was
waddles.
walking.
He
Yeah,
waddles like a penguin.
yeah. And then like only Annika and my wife and I were the only ones laughing like our ass
Really?
off. Everybody else was like, looking at us like, what the fuck are you guys laughing at? And
Yeah,
then
because
I
he's
was
fucking
and like
waddling. Yeah,
it didn't register to certain people when like I was like, that's the penguin, you
right,
fuckers.
right.
And he's waddling like a penguin. And then like Annika couldn't stop laughing. Like she
Yeah,
was laughing for like a good minute.
yeah.
And then I was just like, holy crap! I can't believe again. As much as the levity, the like there's the things that I dislike about movies nowadays. It's like you're in the middle of something dramatic, and then all of a sudden some fucking dumbass joke happens. Right? Remember I told you like I
Right,
don't like that kind of
right,
this
right,
one like this one is similar to it, but for me I was like it paid off because the drama is over. Like it was at
right.
the very end, like when he was like, "Hey guys,
Yeah,
wait,
yeah,
wait
yeah,
a
yeah.
minute, wait a minute."
Right.
So yeah, fucking Colin Farrell knocked it out of the park. I heard the HBO Max thing is a go, the
Supposedly,
show.
yes. Yeah, on his show. Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it. It's probably gonna be like The Sopranos. So it's
Yeah.
it's
Probably.
his it's his rise to become like the biggest gangster in Gotham. So we'll see. We're probably gonna see a bunch of rogue people. We're gonna see some of the villains and cops and whatnot. And I'm sure Batman's just gonna be like hovering over,
Right.
little
Right.
little. It's not gonna be Pattinson. There's no way Pattinson's gonna do a TV show, but
Right. Well, they said
maybe
that
he'll do
they're probably
like
just going to
a
mention him here and there. And
yeah.
supposedly the Gotham City Police show that they were supposed to make, I guess there's
Mm.
rumor now that it's evolved into an Arkham series, which will be kind of like a horror kind
Oh,
of like
so the rogues gallery
something like
thing.
that. That's what they're saying.
Oh,
So,
all right,
which is
that's
interesting. It sounds cool, but
yeah.
right now I'd like to find out when the sequel is going to start in production. That's all I want to know. Like,
Again, there's a lot to talk about with this movie. This movie again, it's I can't say it's perfect because there's no there are perfect movies that I consider perfect, absolutely perfect. This one is pretty close.
yeah,
I did have a little bit of issues on certain things, but again, they're little minor details. It's not going to ruin the fucking movie.
yeah. What
Yeah,
do you think of the rest of the cast? Zoe Kravitz.
she's the bar none, like right there with Michelle Pfeiffer
Yeah,
as Catwoman. Um, I still think for me, and since I'm a classic person, like I'm an old school dude, Eartha Kitt is still Catwoman for me. I'm sorry, like the TV
oh yeah,
Catwoman
yeah,
is,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
that Michelle Pfeiffer is the best uh Catwoman in the movies. And Hathaway was okay, but like she kind of just gave up at the very end. But like it's just with Zoe Kravitz, it's a different level of intensity when it comes to her and her story. Like
Right,
the way she smolders on the screen, I was like, holy fuck, man! Like
right. Even just the way she was walking when she was working with Batman already
yeah,
to to go to Club 44 Below.
yeah, it looked
Uh,
like she was like stalking like a cat. Like it
yeah,
was like
yeah. I was like, whoa.
yeah, I was impressed. I was just like, holy crap! Like and the chemistry between him or her and Robert Pattinson was amazing.
Right.
Like it's like
It's
they've
really
they've been
great.
working together for years, and like it's kind of nice, to see
Yeah,
that
yeah.
kind of chemistry. Yeah,
What
like
about Paul Dano as the Riddler?
I want to clap. I want to clap.
Yeah,
The mere 5 to 8 or 9 minutes of his footage of the way he like that's basically what his runtime is. Basically
right,
between
right,
5 to 9 minutes.
right.
He deserves a fucking Oscar.
Yeah.
I that's how I would say it. And I'm gonna say it right now. You're gonna hear it first, Mike. You're gonna hear it. You're the first person that's gonna hear it. He's better than Heath Ledger. Let's say that. He's a better
What?
villain.
No way.
He's the better villain. The Riddler is a better villain. Trust me on this.
What?
Psychologically speaking, he fucking scared the shit out of me, bro.
Oh man.
He reminded me of those psychopath killers like back in the day. Like when you watch Silence of the Lambs, when you watch Seven, when you watch
Uh-huh.
all of these like psychos, he's up to par with those guys. Like the way he looked, he stared at people, and then he did like his little goofy ass nerd smile, and then all of a sudden he started talking, with I told you you come to hell. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. His
And
fucking
then he started
breathing.
talking.
His breathing
Yeah,
is like
the breathing
holy
was awesome
shit.
too, right?
Yeah.
And like at the first scene, I was like, I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Are you masturbating? What the hell are you doing,
Yeah.
bro?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Well, when he sits on the mayor after he just kills him, when he sits on him, I thought
yeah,
he was like gonna pee on him or something. Like it
yeah,
almost looked like he was unzipping his pants, but he was getting the duct tape. I was
yeah.
like,
And
holy
like
shit.
again, like I, his performance was like so good as a deranged person, as somebody who's like borderline genius and psycho at the same time, man.
Right.
Like I told you, like, he scared the bejesus out of me, like when he was talking about stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's just because again, it's the way he acted it. It was grounded. It was grounded to some sort of reality. We've seen these types of people in
Right.
real life.
Yeah.
With the Joker, like he's wearing a clown suit. He was an avid psycho. Heath Ledger's performance was great. It was spot on. I didn't see Heath Ledger. I saw the Joker. That's
Right.
the way. That's how awesome his portrayal was. But the psychological level and in the with the way it thing, this Riddler just like fucking like creeped me out, dude. And he like the way he was like Wayne,
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne, and then like the little things that he did in his monologue and singing Ave Maria.
Yeah. That was
I
creepy.
could never, I will never ever listen to Ave Maria the same way ever
He
again.
ruined it for you.
And we play it a lot at church.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I play it a lot at church, and like
Oh
every time
man.
I'm gonna hear it, I'm gonna be like, nope. I'm gonna play it a little differently. I'm gonna play it with happier notes and shit.
Right. Right.
I can't be solemn with Ave Maria because like it's gonna creep me out.
So
But
question about that scene when he's talking to Batman in Arkham.
mm,
Did he give up Bruce Wayne's identity
no,
knowing that the camera was recording? No, he didn't, right? Okay.
no.
Okay.
At the beginning, this is the twist that I heard, and
Right.
this is what I heard personally. He was talking about Bruce Wayne,
Hmm.
and then like it panned to Matt Reeves panned it to to Batman's face, right? And then he
Right.
welling up and all that stuff
Yeah.
because like Pattinson thinks like, oh shit, like he knows who I am. And he kept talking about Bruce Wayne, blah blah blah, blah Bruce Wayne, blah 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 blah. And then all of a sudden we almost got him.
Hmm.
And as soon as I heard that, I was like, oh, he doesn't know. He doesn't know who he was.
Right.
And that's when Pattinson changed it up. But remember, he was about to agree with them,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
of a sudden he called him a fucking psychopath for it.
Right.
And so that's what happened. And all the Riddler, all he wanted was Batman's acknowledgement and wanted to team up with Batman. All he wanted to do was like Batman saying, "Oh, good job, thank you for helping me get rid of all these fucking
Right.
people."
Right. Right. Yeah.
Because he feels like a kindred spirit with Batman in with this version of Batman because of the fact that Batman is about vengeance. It's about this. Remember, I am vengeance at the very beginning.
Right.
And then the last one of the last seasons when the Riddler guy said, "I am vengeance too. I am
Right.
vengeance."
Yeah.
I was like, "Wow, yeah, there's your fucking vengeance, you fuckers."
Yeah.
So now he's gonna be about justice now.
Right.
Okay, good.
And that's what I told you.
So the
Remember?
I know, and then and that's why I was giving you shit. And I'm like, he's not about vengeance. He's about whatever. And I
Right.
told you something's gonna happen that's gonna make it change his mind.
Right.
And
Right.
and then I told you either he ends up killing somebody or somebody dies or somebody gets hurt really bad that he changes his mind in that
He
sense.
doesn't kill anyone
So
here. He doesn't kill anybody.
Mike,
He saves
Mike,
everyone.
the fucking people he dismantled at the top of the Madison Square Garden.
They were
People fucking died, dude. Come
no one
on, man.
died. No one
Somebody
died.
somebody
They,
was hanging with the bike like this
they had
with his
cables.
neck
They had cables.
with his neck like
They
right
were
here,
fine. No
dude.
one died.
Oh my god, you and the rest of the non-killing fanboys, like
Well, he said he was. He said no one, no one, no one, no killing, no guns. He even says that.
whatever. He like in Arkham, how many people did you not kill? Did you not kill with the fucking bat with the Batmobile when you ran him over
When in this
in,
movie?
in the video games?
I'm not talking about the video games. I'm talking about this
No,
movie.
but I'm talking about the video games right now. Like when you say non-lethally, because again, this is a running joke. Like like in the video games, he you can kick somebody off of the roof non-lethally.
Right.
And and when you see him on the after 20 stories, oh, he's just knocked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it doesn't work this way. Like the car chases, the fucking explosions that are happening in the car chases, somebody died in that.
On the trucks, the trailers were exploding.
Yeah,
No
yeah,
one died.
but the fucking truck, the trucks that are included in the trailers with the trailers, yeah.
Maybe okay, but that was not him. That was Penguin.
Okay, so how about the drowning people that fucking died in when the seawalls exploded?
Okay, that's not him. That's the Riddler.
No, but it was his fault.
And there's nothing he could do about that. He didn't
Yeah,
find
but
out.
that was his fault. He didn't save them. See? So that's his fault.
Oh man.
So, anyways, like again, the level of violence in this movie, I want to give props to. I really, 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 really wish this was an R-rated movie. The amount of fucking bullets that he ate in,
Yeah.
in the fight scenes.
Yeah.
Like even in Falcone, even in Falcone's gang when he was getting shot by assault rifles and shit like that.
I
And I was like,
love
that's
that
an
scene.
AK.
I love that scene.
I was
and
like,
the music.
that's an AK. You're taking you're taking AK bullets. What the hell kind of armor do you have, bro?
Well, but then again,
Like,
he's moving in
and
the darkness. He's not getting all hit all the time.
well, you saw the sparks that got hit. The
Oh, yeah,
ping, ping,
yeah.
ping, ping, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
but like whatever. Again, that's little nitpicking shit that like, kind of bothered me, but I'm over it. That's fine because he's a superhero. He can do whatever he wants. Like that the shotgun to the face that he took,
Right.
and then all he had is a scratch right here when he took that shotgun to the face. I was like, okay, that's
Well, wasn't
all
it more
right.
towards his
That's kind of
chest?
cool. The shotgun spreads, Mike. That's what the
Oh
shotgun
yeah,
does.
yeah,
It
yeah,
spreads
yeah.
spreads the
Yeah, but
pellets, right?
I mean, he's mostly armored,
And
so
if you put it at the chest level, I'm pretty sure it's gonna spread out to
right,
the face.
right, right.
Okay, so
Well, he
either
died.
he's gonna get blinded or he's gonna have like some potholes right here in the face.
Right,
But
right,
little scratch here because again, Robert Pattinson,
right.
too good looking. You can't.
Well, probably in the sequel, we're gonna get a more bloody
I,
Batman.
I I want an R-rated Batman movie. Like seriously, I really do. I want to see the amplitude of violence, the amount of violence to be amped up like pretty high.
Even
Like
more.
I want him to non-lethally break somebody's leg. For example, like
Batfleck.
intimidation.
You're talking about Batfleck in that warehouse scene. That
No,
brutality.
Batfleck killed people with that shit.
Well, yeah, he fucking threw a cargo box at someone's face.
No, I'm talking about like intimidation. Like for example, like there's a gangster like, "F you, Batman. I'm not gonna say shit." Oh yeah, freaking bang! Like, oh, I broke your tibia. Now what? And then all of a sudden you kick the kneecap. Oh, there you go. I kicked the kneecap. And now what? Are you gonna talk? Yes, I'm gonna talk. Okay, good. Then you'll still live because you're just severely injured, but you'll live.
right?
I can accept that Batman.
Batman won't kill you. The hospital
So
bill will.
I know. Yeah, I mean, like it again. The Batman in this movie was great. It was spot on. The level of violence. I'm just nitpicking in that sense. The twist with Catwoman was kind of nice. That she became Falcone's illegitimate daughter. I was
Right.
like,
So
huh?
I looked it up, and I
Never
guess
had
that
it.
was that was in the
Long Halloween. I think it was.
in the New 52.
Was it
They,
Long
they
Halloween?
they put that in the New 52 comics in
Yeah.
the canon.
Oh,
So
okay.
I liked it. I thought it made it a little bit tighter, and connected her even more to Falcone. Because at first I liked the fact that they hinted like, oh, she had relations with him, like she used to date him, but then she turned out to be the daughter. I was like, holy shit, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and that's another character I love. Carmine Falcone was very intense. He was very gangster.
Yeah, John Turturro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I was like, the one guy that kind of threw me off was that one the one police officer with the mustache.
uh-huh,
Slick back hair with the mustache.
yeah, yeah.
He looked kind of tough, but then he talked like he was Mike Tyson.
Oh,
Like he,
wait, it was kind of
what,
the acting commissioner, I think.
I don't know. Like he had the 4 stars.
Okay,
I
yeah,
think that
yeah, yeah,
he
yeah.
could
I
have
know.
been the
Yeah,
commissioner.
his voice was very
He
like,
could have been the commissioner.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think
I know who you're
I
talking
think the
about.
acting was like, yeah, I think he was just trying to be like, like one of them like Godfather characters, like like whatever. But
Uh-huh.
the way it came out, it looked like he just like sucked up some helium,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and I was cracking up when I was like listening to it. I was like, really, bro? Like you're gonna act tough in front of Batman, like sounding like Minnie Mouse?
Yeah.
Like, I
So
was
that's Chief Mackenzie,
okay, there you go.
who was played by Con O'Neill. So
Chief McKenzie.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. I mean, it's again the characters. This movie is so deep into the characters and stuff like that. Even the side characters, the twins. The twins. I was
yeah,
cracking up with the twins.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like, do you know who I am? No.
Yeah.
Who the fuck are you?
And, and I love that he says that as Batman, and then he comes back later as Bruce Wayne,
And
and then
then
later on he
everybody
doesn't
was like,
even
and
say
then they were
anything
like
anymore.
confused. Yeah, I was
He
like,
just sneaks in.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
it's
mean,
great.
those are the little cheeky things that Matt Reeves is doing, and like to say like, you know what, I can be a little funny too. I can make light of things.
Right,
Yeah, but
right,
then it was kind of a serious note, like like I don't know, man. It's hard to compare like movies that you love. You know what I mean.
right.
I really, 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 really loved uh the Dark Knight, but as I watch it uh lately,
Uh huh.
I saw I saw it a couple of times over the years,
Uh huh.
but like it's been on Netflix a couple of times, so I saw it a couple of times. The more I watch it, I'm like, you know, it's good. Like, but there I say it. I said it before. It was like a perfect movie. It was like spot on. It was
Uh huh.
like great and all that stuff. I'm like, nah. I mean, storyline itself, it was just, it was okay. Like it was fine, and he was just causing some havoc, and that was it. Nothing really, engaging. It's more about Bruce Wayne trying to find his with relationship with Jake Gyllenhaal's sister, and he chose poorly and shit. Oh, which is a death that he caused because he chose the wrong one.
But he was
So
tricked. Remember?
I'm just letting you know it was his fault because he chose the wrong one.
Well, of course, and he was tricked. He should have known better.
I know, but again, he chose the wrong one. And
Okay. So going
okay,
back to the Batman, what'd you think of Barry Keoghan, who played
the Joker.
Not the Joker, I guess, not yet, but it's the man who laughs. Basically, like, so I noticed this time, the second time around, because you could barely see his face. It looks like it's scarred. Kind of looks like Two-Face scarred.
Yeah, it looks more like, like there's like a thing like right like coming
Yeah,
down like
and
to the
he's
mouth,
always
whatever.
smiling. Like his
Yeah.
smile is just like there all the time.
Um.
What'd you think of his small, very small and very brief performance and screen time?
To be honest with you, I loved it.
Yeah.
I really did. I was explaining to Annika because like she said like my wife was like at the end, was that the Joker? And I was like, yeah. So who are they gonna play the Joker? Who's gonna play the Joker?
Hmm.
And it's like, and then I told her, remember that like mousy dude from the Eternals, the one that controlled the people, right? And then she was like, yeah, that guy. And I was like, holy shit! Like they're gonna go young. And I was like, yeah. And I was like, it's gonna be a young cast. And then she was like, oh, that's great. Like, isn't he like a good actor? And I was like, yeah, he's one of the better actors like nowadays. He's coming. He's on a roll. So,
Yeah.
um, he's gonna he's gonna. I don't know how to explain his Joker because every Joker in every Joker in cinema is a different Joker.
Right.
Because Heath Ledger's Joker was the psycho, was the absolute nutsoid, right?
Chaos. Yeah.
Yeah, he was absolute chaos. Um, Jack Nicholson's Joker was the gangster Joker,
Right.
the funny one, the whatever,
And Jared
right?
Leto's Joker.
Jared Leto's Joker, absolute genius. Please release the Iyer cut. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, he was the psycho. He was the like again like there's a difference between his psychopath portrayal of Joker and Heath Ledger's Joker. So there's three, like they said that there's three faces of the Joker, right? I'm thinking to myself, and this is just me. I'm not 100% sure, but Barry is gonna take a piece of this from Jack Nicholson. He's
Hmm.
gonna take a piece of this from Heath Ledger. He's gonna take a piece of this from Jared Leto. He's gonna make his own Joker. He's gonna do something amazing with it. You know I can see it now. Again, the way he just like in the three lines that he did it
Yeah.
it it gave it. I was like, that's the fucking Joker.
Yeah.
Like and like he even riddle me this. I was like, holy shit. I was like, and then he still doesn't. He didn't even like laugh. In a sense, he's more
Right.
like a chuckle. It's more of a chuckle.
Yeah. His laugh was very subtle. It
It was
wasn't.
more like a.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, ooh, shit. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not a cackle like the other one. It's like,
Right. He's
you
saving
know,
that. He's saving that for.
yeah, like he's saving that for the haircut because Jared Leto. Eh, eh. Shout out to Sequester Jester for his favorite Joker of all time, Jared Leto.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I'm looking if it is the Joker, but I heard Matt Reeves wants whatchamacallit, um not Killer Cold, what the fuck is his name? Doctor the Ice Guy.
Mr. Freeze.
Freeze. Yeah, Mr.
Yeah.
Freeze.
Hmm.
For the next one.
Interesting.
That's what he wants. That's what he wanted and all this stuff. But I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know if they're gonna be doing the supernatural
Yeah, because this is
rogue
very
squirrel.
grounded. This is very grounded. So it'll be interesting if they go that direction and do more of that stuff. Um,
Um,
yeah.
but there's like a interview with GQ or some shit like that, or like ask me anything
Uh-huh.
with Jeffrey Wright, Robert Pattinson, Zoe, and Paul
Yeah.
Dano. They like they mentioned something about the sequel or whatever,
Hmm.
and Robert Pattinson mentioned the Court of Owls.
Yes.
So
Yes, I saw that. I saw that.
so
Well,
so
this movie kind of hints at that
yeah.
almost, right?
And for me, I'm like, that's kind of like the more organic transition to the sequel is going to be the Court of Owls,
Yeah.
because the Waynes and the I guess it's canon now that his Bruce Wayne's real name is Bruce Aloysius Arkham Wayne. Yeah, his middle name is Aloysius, guys, ladies and gentlemen. His name is Aloysius.
Is that from the Court of Owls storyline?
What, the Aloysius?
Yeah.
No, I'm just making it up.
Oh, okay. I was like, what the hell?
No, but like
So
right now, his maiden name is Arkham. I was like, wow.
yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
yeah,
So
like,
in that scene with the DA, Peter Sarsgaard, when Batman comes to talk to him and try to like help him out,
yeah,
Batman was helping him out, give the answers to the Riddler to
mhm,
get the code to unlock the bomb.
yeah, yeah.
And at the last one, Batman tells him like, you better give it up now and tell me
Or you're
what,
gonna die.
what they have on you, what he has on you, or you'll be dead. And he's like, I'm a dead man anyway. This is so much bigger than you think. Like this is so much bigger. Like everyone's some. He hints at that, and there's like, holy shit. I think that
I
was
mean, it could be Court of Owls, or it could just be Falcone, just because of the fact that Falcone can kill people.
right.
Also, but if Matt Reeves is gonna go with the organic, this more grounded version of Batman, and not the supernatural stuff, and like not with the powers or ability, all this stuff. Court of Owls would be good. Um, Raptor, I think that's the name of the guy, the big baddie with the Court of Owls, because he got trained. To, like he got like similar training as the Batman, and he was like the enforcer for the Court of Owls.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Talent.
his name
Talent.
Talon. There you go,
Yeah.
Talon. Yeah. So that's Raptor, but
Yeah.
whatever. So, anyways, yeah. I mean that would be a good baddie for him to fight. And somebody with equal ability, equal whatever. Somebody
Yeah.
bigger, maybe like
Right.
probably bigger. I'm assuming bigger.
Right. Right. Yeah, because
Yeah,
even the Riddler
and
says in this movie, like he's not physical. He needed
yeah,
Batman
yeah,
because his strength is all up here.
yeah,
So it would be cool to see someone go toe to toe with this Batman physically.
yep, yeah. I mean, Talon or Azrael or whatever, or
Oh, Azrael would be
all
fucking awesome.
But I don't know if you're gonna get the little super suit, thingy, whatever. It's fine. Maybe they can introduce, I don't know, Bruce Wayne going to a circus, and then the fuck, with the flying
Which,
Graysons.
which, by the way, Robert Pattinson has mentioned in an interview that he'd like to have a Robin,
Yeah,
but he wants Robin to be at least 13 years old.
yeah,
Which I'm just like, please, let's get a Robin in there.
or
Like
a Damien, whichever,
that could work too.
Damien could be awesome.
But then it feels like if they're gonna
I
go
mean,
that way, they're gonna have
they
to do Ra's al Ghul. They're gonna have to do Talia.
they can do Talia. They can do like the ninja version, or the assassin version of Talia, not the corporate Talia that in the
Right,
Dark Knight Rises.
right, right.
Not the Bane, the one that calms Bane down and shit. That was fucking
Yeah,
stupid. I was
yeah,
like, really? It's
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
no, you fucking idiots. But anyways, you can go that way, because with the assassins and whatnot, like that would be kind of cool to have that, whatever. But it could confuse a lot of things again. Um, who else? Who else would be a good villain? That's grounded. Um, Hush, but again, this is pretty much mostly Hush, the Hush story also. So you can't
Right.
have that. I'm thinking Bane, bro, with
Bane.
with the Venom stuff. Yeah, I mean with
Right.
the Venom stuff.
Yeah,
But
but it
but
feels like because we just got that. You know what
yeah,
I
with the
mean?
Dark
Like
Knight Rises. Yeah,
I'd like
yeah,
to see something new. I mean, when you think about it, we've had Riddler before, we've had Penguin, we've had Catwoman, but of course, in this story,
Yeah.
it's a much different story, and they actually all, yeah. So, but the thing, yeah, I think it would be cool to go with new characters.
I mean,
For
part of me
versus
wants
before.
part of me wants Slade.
Oh, well,
You know what I mean?
funny enough, that we had this Batman not been produced, we would have gotten the Batfleck with versus Deathstroke,
Yeah. I mean,
which a lot of the fans are still wanting to see. You know,
that would be a good organic type of thing because again, Deathstroke kills for money, and if the gangsters are sick and tired of Batman's shenanigans and shit, and it keeps messing up
right,
their business, and it's gonna be hunting season for the Bat, and
right,
then you'll see the Court of Owls still lurking out and about, and Talon might be there, and then at the end of the day, maybe Batman gets gets a little gets a little hookup from Deathstroke with defeating Talon or
Mhm.
something. I don't know.
Yeah,
That would be
interesting.
an interesting story. Black Mask, but they did that in the Birds of Prey.
Right,
But he's a very good gangster type villain for Batman.
right.
Um, who else? Mad Hatter would be cool. Mad Hatter would be cool because again, it's just like his thing is just like basically mind control, which
Yeah,
you can fucking do any at any given time, anyways.
right.
Just put on an MCU movie and people get lose their shit already, and they're all
So I
mind
want to go back
controlled
to
already. So
Maroni, who was only mentioned but we never saw.
yeah,
So that'll be
that
interesting
could be
if
also
we do see him in
that
the
could be also.
sequel.
But I think he's gonna be more focused onto the Oswald Cobblepot
Right,
thing
right.
because of the vacuum that that
Power
Falcone,
vacuum.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's gonna be a fight between all the gangster families
Right.
in
So what'd you think about Bruce not knowing who killed his parents and that being the mystery that's been like eating at him all this time?
or like who actually killed them off or
Yeah,
who.
yeah. Because I really like that twist. I like that. I like that because it was something that it's been what's been driving him
Mhm,
to fight. Because yeah, even Alfred mentions it. It could have been a criminal who panicked at the last second and
mhm.
fired a shot. But then um, you meant Falcone says that Maroni is the one that had his parents killed.
Yeah, but then
But
like Alfred said no because
right, it's
the
probably Falcone.
yep,
But then he's also not sure, right?
yep.
Alfred's
Eh,
also not sure.
yeah, because again, that would be kind of cool to figure out, like at the very end, like if it is Joe Chill that kills it, or
Hmm.
maybe he finds out who Joe Chill is, and then all of a sudden he tries to make him squeak or whatever. Oh, who killed my family? Blah, blah, blah. Speak to me. Blah, blah, blah. Wait, no, that's a different Batman. I'm sorry. Oh, like yeah, it's a good different change, in my opinion. Like it might be it could lead to like more of him doing the detective work and all that stuff, and
Right.
it would be something for him to figure out. He went a little crazy though, in regards to like the spray painting in his house and shit.
I
Like
I
since
love that scene.
I thought it was like a crime scene, like when
I
it was
love the
like sins of the
music.
father.
I love the music. The
You know
music.
why you know why you love the music, the theme for Batman, or for this Batman, because it sounds like fucking Darth Vader. Dun 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 dun. Dun. It
I
you,
guess that's an interesting point.
it sounds like
Right. Until you mentioned it. Yeah.
it
I didn't
sounds a
realize
lot
it.
like it. So Annika was the one that mentioned it to me, and then because she was like, I didn't even notice too, right? And
Uh-huh.
up until like it played again, and then she was like, love, why does Darth Vader and Batman have the same theme? Like I said, what are you talking about? Like that's the music, and then and like as soon as I heard the thing, I was like, Wow, it does sound similar.
Right.
It's more of like the down stroke because there's no up because it's like dun
Right. Right.
dun 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 like something like that.
Right. Right.
So I was like,
Interesting.
oh yeah, like I was like, oh okay. So and well, it's probably his teenage angst, trying to whatever.
Lots very emo Batman. But actually, I also like the fact that there was, unlike the previous Batman movies, there was no Bruce Wayne personality. It was pretty much just like
Not
same.
not yet, not
Not
yet,
yet, not yet. But I
because
like that. I
because,
like that because
some
he's
people
been so
hated it.
obsessed about being Batman.
Some people hated it.
Oh well,
Some people
boo-hoo.
hated. I
Pound
know.
sand.
It's
You like
called
those? You like the duality? Go watch those other movies and enjoy them.
it's called character development.
Exactly. Exactly. We're gonna get
Like
that in the sequel. He's gonna
yeah,
real. He now realizes that.
because Alfred called him out already. Like
Yeah.
you need to make up appearances for
Appearances.
as Bruce Wayne because doing this. Meh, meh, meh. I'm a
Right.
man. I don't care about that. I'm a man. It's my money. Meh.
Okay. He doesn't.
Right?
Oh, I love that
That's
subtle
what he
thing.
said.
I love that subtle thing too. After he takes a shower, he puts on a shirt. He goes downstairs,
Yeah.
and then Alfred is like looking at paperwork or whatever, and then he puts on sunglasses because it's so damn bright. He's not used to the sun. Like,
I know. I was like, oh God, like you sparkly
but
ass
see,
vampire.
but see, it's little things like that. Catwoman drinks milk,
Yeah,
you
I saw
know,
that.
and
I
then
saw that one.
Penguin waddles. I fucking loved it. I was like, holy shit,
Yeah.
I love
And
this.
then it was fun. It was again it was one of those fun movies that I enjoyed watching on the big screen. Even if I saw it like on the small screen on my TV, I still loved
Oh,
it.
I can't wait for this to be on HBO
And
Max.
I told everybody I like this a lot, and I do. I like it a lot. And for me to love something, like I'm willing to fucking like die for things like that. And I'm not ready to die yet. I need to watch this movie a couple more times in order for me to say that.
So what's your rating? What's your rating on the Batman?
Um, it's the best Batman movie I've seen in a while.
Yeah. What was the
Um,
last good Batman movie that you saw?
Mask of the Phantasm.
Holy shit! Wow.
I still think is the Mask of the Phantasm, the animated one is the best one that they've made as Batman. Just because the complete Batman that we had, the detective, the
Right.
drama, the action, etc., etc., etc.
Right.
That's what we wanted. That's what we had. We had fucking Mark Hamill as the Joker, which is amazing. So whatever. And so, anyways, Dark Knight is I want to say 1A, or like Mask of the Phantasm 1A, um, Dark Knight 1B, this Batman, the Batman. I want to say uh 1AB. It's like right in the middle. It's like
Okay.
somewhere where it's at.
Okay. Okay.
I, I
Interesting.
I really like this movie. This is a great movie. This is a great, um fantastic fucking movie to watch. As a person, if you guys don't like noir type of films, if you guys don't like if you guys don't like crime mysteries, like solving things like this, like murder mysteries, all this stuff, this isn't your superhero movie. I'm sorry. If you like CGI stuff, you can go watch it in the other channel, courtesy of Disney Plus. You can watch the other brand. So this movie is for people that actually needs to think and needs to emote at that particular moment, and needs to you know like put in their heads like what the fuck is actually going on, and be analytical about it. It's a popcorn movie for some. For me, it's cinema. It's great. Um, I highly recommend it to people. And if people hate on it, I can understand why people would hate on it. When they were saying, Gothamites needed more lights. Well, I mean, the government was pretty corrupt, so they kind of, I can understand why everything was like all dark, and plus everything was at night,
Right.
which is perfectly fine. It's a good whatever.
Yeah.
I can understand why people hated, like, Batman not smiling, which is fine. I can understand that, but Batman never smiles. I'm sorry. No matter, like, in any fucking comic book, in any cartoon that you see.
He's smiled in some cartoons in the Justice League a few times, even the animated series. Very few times.
Yeah, but then, like, it's like a big fucking deal. Like, even the
Yeah.
Flashes be like holy shit,
Right.
Batman actually
Right.
smiled.
Right. Right.
Yeah, but
Even Michael
again,
Keaton's Batman has smiled. You want that? Well, hey, you
yeah,
can watch those.
but again, this isn't the Batman for everybody, right? This isn't the Batman for everybody. This is a love letter to the hardcore people that love Batman movies, that love reading Batman comic books, that love the Batman cartoons growing up. This is a love letter to them because this is the Batman that we've wanted to watch for a long fucking time, and it never happened. So kudos to Matt Reeves again. Kudos to Robert Pattinson. Kudos to the entire team. I I hope this makes $1 billion. Probably not, but who knows? It deserves an Oscar. It deserves it deserves something. It deserves some sort of
Deserves at
award.
least a few Oscars, that's for sure.
Paul Dano, like I said, in 9 minutes, fucking he deserved an Oscar. His portrayal of a psychopath is spot on. So there you go.
Cool. Well, a few more things that I want to mention that I really liked. Unlike the Dark Knight trilogy, like in Batman Begins, we got a lot of explaining. Lucius Fox was there to give him his tech. Here, it already exists because it's Batman Year 2. He's established, but he's still growing. So I like that. Again, it's Batman, but it's a Batman that we haven't seen before on screen, portrayed this way. He's
Yep.
not exactly new to it, but he's also just barely getting started.
Yeah.
But
He
he's
doesn't
also
have the
not like Batfleck, you know?
yeah, he doesn't have the pre-planning. Like,
Right,
the prep time. Like, like
right,
when people talk about Batman, like everybody loves the prep time shit and all that stuff. Now, like he's like 3-4 steps ahead of everybody because
right.
he knows already. But like this is again his experience. This is his Man of Steel moment, I guess. First couple of days on the job. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Um, and then also right now, this is from Forbes.com. So the Batman domestically is on for a record of $129 million for this weekend, opening weekend.
nice.
The early estimate was around 120 million. Right now it's 129. That could change tomorrow morning. As of this recording, that could change tomorrow morning, Monday, when they have more of the final estimates. I was hoping that it would at least hit 150, but still, it's pretty solid for 129. So it says it's a decent 2.25x weekend multiplier, a little low under normal circumstances, not far from behind The Dark Knight, 158 million from a 67 million Friday in 2008, and Joker 96 million, 40 million on a Friday in 2019. The Thursday grosses, including Tuesday and Wednesday sneak previews, made up a business as usual for a more fan-driven superhero flick, 17% of the weekend total. More importantly, the Batman nabbed the biggest Friday to Sunday opening weekend for any straight-up reboot, superhero or otherwise. Let's see. Best thing, Batman Begins. Batman Begins made 73 million in 5 days. Amazing Spider-Man, 134 million in 6 days. Man of Steel, 128 million. And Spider-Man Homecoming, 117 million.
Mm.
So the Batman was never going to open with grosses on par with Batman v Superman, which was 166 million in 2016, let alone Spider-Man No Way Home, which is 260 million. It's not the first ever pairing of the Cape Crusader and the Man of Steel, nor is it a multi-generational nostalgia event that appeals to half a dozen different franchise fan bases in one kid-friendly package. Matt Reeves' The Batman is a 3-hour action-light, grim, dark detective melodrama that exists outside of any existing franchise, including the ongoing DC Films continuity. The cast is made up of well-respected, but not, quote, butts in seats bankable, end quote, draws Robert Pattinson, Zoe Kravitz, Colin Farrell, Paul Dano, etc., playing characters already seen in other live-action Batman movies, so Catwoman, Penguin, and Riddler, in a story not that different from what's come before on the big screen. This opening is a best-case scenario win. And supposedly, internationally, it's hitting 250 with the domestic that it has right now. But of course, the numbers could change. But it's good to see that it's doing well. Hoping that it does continue to do well for at least the next few weekends. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But right now, it's getting a lot of word of mouth and positive feedback. You still have, of course, a lot of trolls out there.
I mean, you can't stop those guys. Like,
Right.
They're gonna hate like anything DC related. They're gonna hate regardless of how popular Batman is.
Right.
They're gonna be like,
but it's just funny because someone posted on the Batman Addicts Facebook page, fell asleep, and then someone said, "Well, so you didn't watch the movie, you fell asleep. So how can you say that it was boring, you fell asleep?" Something like that. It was just hilarious. Like people are just asking for attention.
I know,
grabbing.
like the fucking people that actually gets paid to rate this thing was like their excuses for not liking it was absolutely atrocious in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I didn't like it because Batman didn't smile. What the fuck? Like, seriously.
So for context, that's from one of the critics. Who
you get paid to watch a movie. Be critique the movie. Don't say, oh, the character didn't smile.
Right, because
0 out of 10.
Smile.
0 out of 10.
Yeah. So that one. Okay. So this is her. This is from Tanya Lamb, from I guess Lola Lamb Chops. This is her review on Rotten Tomatoes.
Jesus.
Posted on February 28, 2022. Performances were emotional and raw in the Batman, but you're gonna get a very broody Batman that never smiles. The Batman is not kid friendly for younger ones. So original score 2.5 out of 5. So I'm just like, you were expecting Batman to smile in this movie when in the story he's a tortured soul.
If you want a Batman that kids would love, go fucking watch Lego Batman.
There you go.
Go watch the cartoon Batman.
Yeah.
Go watch those. Go watch the 1960s TV show Batman with Adam West.
Yeah, Batman the Brave and the Bold. That's a great show.
Go watch the Batman do the Batusi. With the fucking dancing and all that shit. This isn't the Batman for the, these type of people. And then like when they were talking about like the other critique in regards to them like not having enough light. It's the night. It's nighttime. The scenery for the shot of the movie is nighttime. What do you expect? Do you expect like bright lights? It's a gritty
Everything
ass.
needs to be seen.
I was like, fucking wear night glasses or something while watching this show.
Yeah, I do want to add the cinematography is absolutely fantastic in this film.
It was good. It was so again like I don't know if you felt it, but like, the amount of haze that you see on the screen, like because I felt there was like some fuzziness going on in the screen. It reminded me of like old film noir movies of like time forgotten, like in the 50s 60s or whatever, like a crime, somebody fucking killed somebody in a dark ass alley, but then you see the smoke rises and then like instead of seeing the face of the guy, you see a smoky face
Right.
with
Right.
with the picture of the guy, which is again, I was like, oh man, thank goodness they actually shot it that way in that sense.
Yeah, it looked gorgeous when the Riddler attacks the DA in his car.
Yeah,
You see him attack him, and then it just goes blurry, where you can barely see him what he's doing to the
yeah,
DA when he puts that locked bomb on him.
yeah.
Really
It
gorgeous
was
stuff.
great.
Lots of
It was
beautiful scenes.
it was so good. Like the way things were shot was amazing.
Yeah.
And
If nothing, this should at least get an Oscar for cinematography. Like, holy shit, it looks
something,
gorgeous.
it's just something.
Yeah.
I again just people was just like nitpicking shit, and then that's why I was trying to nitpick. And the one biggest issue that I had was there's flooding, right? The
Yeah.
seawalls were broken and there's
Uh,
flooding, and you're evacuating everybody to someplace underground because like the flood started on the top of the stadium or near the top of the stadium, the middle of the stadium, then it started cascading down.
right.
If you didn't notice the shot,
Right.
I was like, that is like the worst like place you can put
Well,
people
they well
in
they
that.
said well they said that was a safe haven for a hurricane. The cop even mentions that for a hurricane, not for a flood. But then that's the thing. The mayor elect Bella Real did not want to leave, and so
Yeah,
she walks up in the mic. She walks up on stage and it tells everyone. And then she notices the Riddler minions up there, and they take a fucking shot at her, and that's when she gets
yeah,
shot, and that's when the shit hits the fan. And Gordon already told her, "We need to get you to a safe place. We need to get you out of here." It's like, no, that's a
I'm
problem
the
with the
mayor.
city. That's a problem with the city. And like, well, you got for once, you got to listen.
I'm the mayor. I'm the mayor.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
like,
the problem.
holy
The mayor
shit.
never listens to the citizens. So I don't know.
Yeah,
Like for me, again, like those things are just the little nitpick things that I didn't like. I was just like, okay, whatever.
yeah,
One of the funniest things I forgot to mention this to you earlier was when the cops were chasing Batman off of the roof of Gotham PD,
yeah,
and he was about to jump. I was like, and then he stopped for a second,
yeah,
and I
yeah.
was like, why the fuck is this? Like, for me, I was like, well, time out. Why the fuck did he pause? Like, Batman's not afraid of heights. What the hell is he doing?
Right.
Right? And then all of a sudden, he pushed some sort of button, and then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
that the
His
squirrel suit
raccoon
came out.
flight suit. Yeah,
The flying suit came out, and I was like,
yeah,
oh, so
yeah,
instead of the cape turning into bat wings,
yeah.
and I was like, oh, because his tech is not like that yet. And I
Right,
was like,
right,
oh, I get it now. I get it
right.
now.
Which I thought was
And
a really nice moment of humanity because even he got scared
yeah,
of like the actual height. And
yeah,
then yeah, and then of course he crashes. He tries to land on a truck, but he crashes. So I'm like,
yeah.
okay,
And then he
we're
walked,
gonna eventually
and then
see
he
him
walked.
learn that he needs to glide with his cape. He needs to be able
Yeah,
to do
yeah,
that
yeah.
eventually.
He'll figure out like a way for the cape to aerodynamically turn into like some sort of parachute thing
Right,
that
right,
allows him to glide. So
right.
I was like, I was thinking to myself, oh man, that's kind of like a nice little grounded thing that they did. And I was like, okay,
Yeah.
cool. And
Yep.
then like when he I part of me wanted him to get to fly into the like underneath the like where the truck was. He's gonna land on the truck,
Uh-huh.
and then like he's not gonna be under the bridge and all that. Part of me wanted him to touch down easily,
Yeah.
but like Batman, right? Batman. Nope.
Right.
He fucking like crash landed. And I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
because
okay,
you see
yeah,
his parachute gets caught in the bridge, I think.
yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
what fucks him
I
up.
know. I
Yeah.
know. And then I was like, oh, okay, okay, cool, cool, cool. Okay,
Yeah.
he is human. Okay, there you go.
Right. And that, yeah,
And then
that moment, that shot, the music, it was like, oh, I love that shit. I love it.
yeah, and then he was walking like a champ. I was like,
Yeah.
ah, damn it, it
Yeah.
hurt like hell.
Yep.
So again, these little things that Matt Reeves did for Batman to make him more grounded, at the beginning of his brilliance as a hero, as a detective and all that stuff. It's nice to see that. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
So Again, yeah, I'm just like nitpicking little shit. That's it. But it's for me it's nothing. I nitpick a lot of perfect movies. There's things that I disliked about certain things, but then like I'm just over it. You
Right.
know, it's not gonna break my concentration too much when things like that happen.
Right.
So
So real quick, now pivoting to other Batman news. Um,
mhm.
so for those who want to see a Batman that smiles, or at least is funnier, the upcoming DC League of Super Pets, the animated film, which is geared towards kids and families, they just announced today. They just released a trailer. They've announced Keanu Reeves being part of the voice cast, along with The Rock and Kevin Hart, and John Krasinski is
Yep.
Superman. Kevin Hart is Ace the Bat Hound, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then The Rock is Crypto, Superman's dog. So they confirmed today Keanu Reeves is Batman in the animated movie,
Nice.
and it's fucking hilarious. The small clip that they showed is absolutely hilarious. I was already laughing. So my kids are actually looking forward to that movie. I'm looking forward to that movie. So there you go. That's coming, I think, this summer. And then, real quick, um, remember that Zack Snyder's Justice League movie, that movie that never existed. So over the weekend,
It's not bad, right?
uh,
It's not
oh,
bad. Like what happened to him?
um, this is from, let's see, diesellabs.com. The source is from diesellabs.com. Top HBO Max 2021 original releases, audience engagement. Movies dominated, and although action and adventure was the most popular genre, the family-friendly Space Jam sequel took third place for HBO Max engagement. So these are the top 5 HBO Max 2021 releases. Number 1, Zack Snyder's Justice League.
What?
Number 2, Dune. Number
Mhm.
3, I already mentioned it, Space Jam: A New Legacy. Number 4, Godzilla vs. Kong. Number 5, The Suicide Squad. So
Mm.
Deborah Snyder herself shared a screenshot of this, and she captioned, "Just amazing. This wouldn't have been possible without all the fans. Hashtag grateful." And of course, she tagged her hubby, the one and only Zack Snyder.
The goat.
And
Like,
Cy- Cyborg himself, Cyborg himself, Ray Fisher, posted the same screenshot, and his caption was my favorite. And he said, "Not bad for a movie that, quote, didn't exist." So,
yeah. Like, Ray Fisher, I love the guy. He is right now on the Prince level of pettiness right now, which is awesome. Like he's cashing in the receipts.
yep.
He like when somebody was selling when somebody was somebody got interviewed and said, oh, like he was a shitty actor, that's why they cut all of his things. When you
Hmm.
saw the Zack Snyder Justice League, yeah, he wasn't, for a first timer, that wasn't a bad, bad piece of cinema that he did.
Yeah.
So I love the fact that he's being petty like this. Yeah, keep at it, Ray Fisher. If you hear this, more power to you. I can't wait to see you in Rebel Moon. Um, I truly hope I can still see you in Cyborg in some way, shape, or form. Um, Mike, there's a rumor. I don't know if you saw any articles about it last night, but uh, somebody mentioned that Zack Snyder still wants to do Justice League 2 and 3. I'm not sure if that's confirmed or not.
Well, he's already
So
expressed interest even before. Um, so it's just a matter of time. We'll have to wait and see when that merger happens and they clean house.
I know, like it kind of broke my heart when I saw like one of the executive producers in this fucking absolutely fantastic film was Walter Hamada.
Yeah. Yep.
I was like, you bitch.
And, Matt Reeves, this is his cut. This is his cut of this movie. This is the 3-hour cut.
Yep.
For 2 hours, 56 minutes, and cut. So they didn't tamper with it.
I really feel like they shot the scene for the rat. Like when the commissioner got eaten by the rats. I really
Yeah.
feel they shot that,
Okay.
and I really feel that some of the executives are like, hey, I know we don't want to tamper with your shit, but we want this Batman to be PG-13 instead of rated R. Is there like some sort of thing that you can just take off that's not gonna affect too much on the product itself? And I'm sure that maybe 5 second, 7 second scene of him getting eaten by rats is because I would love to have seen the rats going into the rat race, the little
Yeah.
mazes, like all that stuff, and then like the first one to get to his face and all that shit. That
Right.
I would have loved to see that,
Right.
because again, it'll show like the creativity of and the brutality of what uh Edward Nashton, fucking stupid ass name. And like Edward had like hatched for the powers that be and stuff. So
Right.
yeah. So I don't know. And again, I kudos to everybody. I enjoyed this movie. Mike, you love this movie. I
Yeah.
hope uh I hope Pinhead likes this movie somewhat, and I hope that Jester kind of sort of likes this movie. He mentioned something on the
Yeah.
on our private chat that like he slept on it and all that stuff, and I
I'd
just
like
want to
to
hear I
definitely hear their thoughts. Yeah. I'm curious
yeah,
to see what they thought of it.
like for this movie gave me like the vibes of Seven, of Silence of the Lambs type of thing,
Right.
with or without Batman in it. The vibes for me is real. Like again,
Yeah.
the psycho that is the Riddler. uh it's up there for me with Lecter and with John Doe and all that stuff. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Well,
So
the Penguin even says, "What is this? Good cop, batshit cop."
I know, right? Like, it
I
was, it
know
was
it's
just
funny.
fun.
That's
I
funny.
was again, like the way Colin Farrell portrayed Oswald is amazing, because
Yeah.
he didn't care. He didn't give a shit about anybody. He was
So
a gangster.
he was doing an
So
interview. I forgot, was it with James Corden? So when he got in the makeup for the first time, he
mm,
actually went to a Starbucks and he ordered, and like, of course, no one recognized him.
yeah,
And I think on one of the days where they were shooting, Jeffrey Wright saw him, and then Jeffrey Wright, I think, went to Matt Reeves and wanted to like throw him out because he was like, "Who's this guy? Like, what's he
I know.
doing
Get
on
get this
set?"
right. Right, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that's Colin.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah. It's fantastic. I, see that alone, the makeup and effects for just for the Penguin alone should get at least an Oscar nomination. Holy
yeah.
shit, fantastic!
It was
And there's
it
even
was good.
certain shots in the film when I was looking at Oswald, where you can kind of see his nose kind of looks like a penguin's nose with the
Yeah,
way the
and like
scar was lined
yeah,
up.
certain shots, and then
Yeah,
you see that the scars like
yeah,
that look kind of looks like a like, it looks
yeah,
like it's like a penguin like this, like with the
yeah.
flappy whatever.
Yep.
It's like
It's brilliant. I was like, holy shit. There's so much in this movie that we obviously haven't talked about yet, but we're gonna have so much more time to talk about this
I don't know, and
as
I
time
and
goes
I
on.
and I still want to talk about it with the rest of the boys.
Oh
It's like
yeah,
it's
definitely. I
like
can't
I
wait
want.
till this goes on HBO. I can't wait to get the Blu-ray. Give me all the special features and behind the scenes. So I want to watch it all. Like, holy shit, dude.
Yeah, and then like finally Mike doesn't is done, and so he can actually not eat the fucking wretched bat calzone anymore. God,
Yeah. I
God.
think I'd like to see it probably at least one more time in the theaters. Um, because
I'm
I
gonna
just
try to I'm gonna try to watch it with the boys.
maybe
Right where you're at,
if we
if
can
they're
schedule
down.
something that would be cool. But I may bring my dad and my brother. We'll see
Oh, okay.
if
Oh,
the
dude,
scheduling.
I think your dad's gonna love this one.
Yeah,
Like,
I think
I'm
he
not
will.
sure. I'm not sure if your dad's into like superhero movies, but I'm sure he's gonna
He's
like
not
this
very
movie.
into superhero movies, but I think this one is on a level of the whole good cop
little
and the
thing.
mobster, the gangster stuff. I think he'll latch onto that. And the fantastic Batmobile chase scene in the fucking rain.
Oh, dude, like the bat
Awesome.
again. We still haven't even talked about the Batmobile.
Yeah,
That's like one of the best looking Batmobiles I've ever seen.
yeah, I love it.
Like
I've gotten so
like
into it.
like when like the crowd in our theater kind of sort of like they stood up a little bit when they heard
Yeah. Yeah.
and then like when he revs it up and then all of a sudden you hear the high pitch the turbo shit.
Yep.
Yeah, I was like,
Yep.
oh shit, like
Yep.
it's a muscle car. It's all right, okay,
Exactly. Yeah. And he's
nice.
taunting Penguin like,
I
get in
know.
your fucking car, let's go. I was like, holy shit. Yep. I love it.
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of cool. The, what else? There's one more thing I forgot to ask, but I'll probably remember it some other time, and then I'll ask you at
Yeah.
a different time. But yeah, I mean, like if we're gonna rate this 9.5 or 9.6 out of 10, I don't know.
It's a
I don't
10.
care.
It's a 10 out of 10 for me. Still
It's
five out of 5 for me.
it's for me like it's up there. I enjoyed myself. I wasn't I wasn't my old like trolley self. I told you I'm the type of guy that reads through a lot of the scripts. I actually read this one because again I'm like whatever.
Hmm.
And as soon as I read through the scripts, I'm like, oh okay, this is the route they went to. I want to see it in the movie theaters
Yeah.
and get and I was like, oh shoot, even better. So
Which, by the way, I do
yeah,
want to
that's
mention Robert Pattinson, when he got the role, was reading forums online about Batman to kind of
oh
research
yeah.
and see what the fans thought and what, so, which I thought was cool.
You know, like for me, again, as soon as I heard he was Batman, I was like, yeah, he can pull it off. That
Yeah.
was the easiest answer for me. Like I was like, when we heard about Ben Affleck being Batman, I'm like, yeah, he can pull it off.
Yeah, that's the same thing I thought. So I always
The
gotta
the
trust the
two
filmmakers. They know what they're going for. Like,
the two people I was a little iffy on was the one Michael Keaton because he was short, and that just me because again, Batman is supposed to be a 6 footer type of whatever.
yeah.
Michael Keaton's like 5'8", 5'9", whatever. Apples oranges, whatever. Two, Christian Bale. I'm like fantastic actor, whatever, great. I don't know how he can pull off the duality of Batman and Bruce Wayne in a sense.
Hmm.
And say if he's gonna act like the playboy douchebag that he did in American Psycho, then okay, maybe he can pull off a little bit of Bruce Wayne, a little bit, right?
Yeah.
But then he did the best he could, and then with the marbles in his mouth, he did his voice. So so but like
Alrighty.
with Ben Affleck and with freaking Pattinson, I'm okay. I'm okay with them. So
The
cool
Battinson is the Batman.
for now. For now.
Alrighty. That's pretty much it for this episode. It's all Batman. We hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for listening or watching or streaming this. Feel free to follow us on Spotify or make sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts and leave us a voice message. We'd love to hear from everyone on what they thought about the Batman.
Yep.
And that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for listening. Till next
Absolutely.
time, stay safe out there.
Bye
And
bye.
remember, I am the shadows.